extra, 15 seconds extra, which will not be counted in 7 minutes. Okay? It's lunch time. After lunch, we had sitting over here, and of course this is the most pathetic time in any of the conference or any of the session, because after lunch everybody likes to sleep, and listening to somebody on all philosophical thoughts process still gives kya bole. So before I start, let me have something, a small activity to start with. Are you ready for that activity? Can we do that activity? Okay, I'll request you all to stand up for a minute. And a very simple activity, although it's a longer one, but I'm going to just take 15 seconds from this. You have to follow only one instruction. I'll move my hands and you have to follow my hands. If I say it's left, you have to move to my left. If I say right, you have to move to my right. Okay? Left. Sorry, I said it's my left. Okay. So it has to be same. Come now. Okay. Right. Again wrong. So small. Now please sit down. A very small activity. I have said clearly that you have to follow my instructions. If I say it is my right, you have to go on my right. If I say it is my left, you have to go my left. But what you did was, many of us, we follow what our mind thinks. And this is exactly what happens in education. As a teacher, when we stand in a class, we think that student will follow what we want to teach, what we want to express, and we forget that what exactly the child wants to study. We forget. We start with something, what we want to speak, that is finalized. We doesn't expect what the student is going to understand or what is his liking to understand. We miss out on that part. And this is where the first concept of child-centered education came into picture. I slightly deviated from that concept, from child-centered to child-focused, that we have to focus on the child education. But again, it was getting difficult because a teacher cannot focus on all the 40 students or all 30 students in a class. How would you assess? You cannot go, individual teaching cannot be performed. Hence, that was a need of technology to be incorporated. And if we incorporate technology in teaching, then probably we will be able to get to that learning level of a student, because artificial intelligence is now a part and parcel of our teaching history. I'll just quickly brief. I do follow Mr. Mahatma Gandhi ji, Honorable Bapu ji. He said, by education, I mean all-round drawing of the best in the child and a man's body and mind spirit. While our school ideology says that every child is a free spirit. Every child is a free spirit. And what we need to get done is that we need to create a world around him to his needs, so that he can pound around and he can become accommodating and achieving learner. That is what we believe into. So these were the two ideologies that we follow. Of course, the vision and mission statements are always there to put on the school notice board, ma'am said very clearly. And I don't believe in putting mission and vision anywhere. I just believe in putting the ideology to be there in my school system. So this is one thing that we had. So with this thing, when we talked about child-focused education by implementing an AI-based technology, we thought of implementing our ideology and the ideology of Gandhiji, because we believe that every child has a different learning style and a pace. Each child is unique and not only capable of learning but also capable of succeeding. It is success that every child is looking for, and every child's success is also different, because not everybody wants to become a doctor, not everybody wants to become an engineer, not everybody wants to become a chartered accountant. There's somebody who wants to become an artist. So we have to think accordingly also. We have to train them accordingly, that what is exactly the child needs are all about and what is his success level. So we have to change that teaching. That was the need of an hour. So what happens? In an orthodox class, what happens? There is a one teacher, there is a 40 odd students sitting in a classroom. And teaching is possible. I always believe teaching is possible, but not the assessment of students' learning. I'm not saying the assessment is not possible. I'm saying that assessment of students' learning is not possible, because we are assessing only what he or she has written in an examination. It is assessing only the observation that you have done. But what exactly he has learned and how much he is able to recreate is not possible, whether he is followed or not, or what is the shortcoming of that particular child. If there is a shortcoming, you are not sure about it. I'm just giving an example. I'm from a science student, so I may give a science example. We have taught mathematics in a grade, say 1. We have taught about additions. We taught about multiplication. Maybe a child may have a problem of understanding. This child may have a problem of understanding addition. This child may have a problem of understanding multiplication. There may be another child who may have understanding of addition but not be able to do the addition of double digits. Now, is the teacher able to assess this thing? No. Is the principal of a school, because most of us are principal and the leaders of the school, do we know what exactly the teacher has taught, and is he or she has achieved the learning, minimum level of learning of the child? Do we come to know that whether the teacher, whatever he or she has taught, is being perfect? No. We just believe on that particular lesson plan that has been produced by the teacher, and we sit in the room and assess, okay, the teacher has prepared the lesson plan, he must have taught or she must have taught, and it's all over, the assessment will come down, result will come down, all students pass in the first division, and we think, oh, great, we have done a good job, thank you. No, we have not done a good job. The job has been done by the teacher or the student who has just written an examination. Now, the written examination does not define that the learning has been achieved. So what we did, that we were planning that we have to change this assessment system. An assessment system, I am going a little bit fast now because time is ticking. So the problem is how to assess whether every child has understood what he or she has been taught. What we did, the teaching methodology in our school. Now, teaching methodology in our school changes a little bit. We say the teacher is coaching a subject to a class of 40 students. After completion of topic to assess a student, what does we do? We give a homework to the student, isn't it? Homework dete hain. So we give a home assignment to the students. The students are supposed to submit this home assignment in 2 days of time or 1 day of time, whatever time limit that we give. Initially, there's 2 days of time that we give. So in the 2 days of time, the students submit back the homework. But since the teacher is teaching in a school, he does not teach only a single class. He teaches or she teaches more than one class or more than one number of sections. Effectively, 4 sections to rehte hi rehte hain. There are minimum number of 4 sections that a teacher teaches. So in and out, around 160, 150 students, load is there on a teacher. I imagine this teacher who is teaching, who has a home, who has a husband, who has a mother-in-law or a father-in-law, a husband to be taken care of, sometimes a study kind of a husband to be taken care of, or something else. So what happens? He or she has to take care of the home, the school, the principal's targets, and the checking of copies and everything. He or she misses upon what? He or she misses upon the preparation of his or her own lecture that she or he needs to redeliver next day. And that is a missing point. So in spite of correcting all the copies, teacher is not able to find whether the students are lacking behind or which concepts the students are lacking behind, because teacher just simply corrects the copy. बच्चे ने क्या सही किया है? Whatever he has written is right or wrong. Tick, cross, the red mark, the red pen. Putting the red pen, the negative mark. Of course. So you can change with red pen to green pen or a blue pen or whatever pen. But you put a tick across. But you still do not able to assess a child which concept of that particular teaching has not been understood by the child. So what goes is, in the next class, the teacher again comes and start teaching the next topic. Things are over. Now, what we do in our school is that at Animation School, we partnered with an IT firm. This is our own IT firm. And then we developed a particular software which is AI-based software. In this, what we did, that now no teacher would be giving a homework. No homework was given by the teacher directly to the students. Here, the teacher just teaches in the class and tells the students that tomorrow you have to do this particular activity on the app. This is an app which is available on a mobile or a laptop or whichever way they want to access. and this is the homework which is there onto the application. This application is basically an AI based application. It's an artificial intelligence based application. So homework is also not same for every child. Each child gets a different homework, and on top it is the homework is according to the level of a child and how he proceeds. A very small example, that suppose it's a homework of an addition, it is 2 plus 2, the child will answer 4, the system will take okay. 6 plus 2, the answer is 8, child gets the answer, they will say okay, very fine. Next question, 8 plus 8, 16, answer is perfect. Next question will come down, 12 plus 8. Now AI has understood that the student has understood the concept of addition, but now that concept is 2 digit to 1 digit. The question will come down 12 plus 8. If the child has gone 12 plus 8 right, then again 2 plus 2 digits question will come down, and if he has missed on this concept, then again he will retrain back. Okay, you have to understand the concept of carry forward, or this whatever concept has been missed, that concept question will come down and take the entire report goes to the teacher, that which were the questions which student were not able to answer properly, and which were the concept that he was not able to attempt, and how many students have attempted the questions and how many have not even attempted the question. This report goes. This report does not go only to the teacher, but this goes to the parent of the child, and this report comes to the principal also, that your teacher has taught so and so topic, but these number of students in a class were not able to understand this concept. As a principal in the school, what I do is, once it comes up to, when it comes out to an end, to me, I just ask the teacher that tomorrow you are not going to go for the next topic, you are supposed to revise this particular topic which is not understood by the students of your class. Hence, we are able to make sure that every child in a class has understood those concepts and are able to get through. Second, even if there is a lacuna in a particular students, they are not able to understand, these kids are identified and are taken separately by the teacher to clear their concepts, because now teacher knows which is the concept that the teacher or the student has not understood. Hence, we are able to get the child focused education done. Yep. So that was the thing. Since the time is over, so only one outcome that we have followed, that what best we can come out, was the overall academic performance of the school got increased. I didn't say that everybody got 90% marks, but the student who was getting 30% or 40% started getting 50, 60. The 60 other students got into 70%. So we saw a drift of 5 to 10% increase in the academic performance of every child. And now my students were satisfied, the parents were satisfied, because we were able to partner with school, parents, school and children all together. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.